Okay, so I just wanted to share some thoughts regarding this whole idea of liberation and freedom on atheism. Now, there are some atheists, many atheists, if we're being more accurate, that suggest that their atheism, them turning away from worshipping God and acknowledging God, them turning away from religion, has led to liberation and freedom. And they say that you believers, you individuals that worship God and follow religion are actually slaves. You know, you are worshipping this being that doesn't exist. You are following ancient texts, which, you know, you are just being slaves. You're just acting like slaves. And what they fail to realize, however, is that every single human being is a slave, is submitting to something or the other. Some people submit to money, some people submit to materialism, some people submit to other people, some people submit to other ideologies. Every single human being is submitting to something or the other. Even the most extreme case, the atheist or naturalist that may turn around and say, well, you know what, I'm not a materialist, I don't worship other people, I don't follow other people, I don't follow other ideologies, I do what I want to do, and therefore I'm truly liberated. Even such an individual, what they fail to realize is that in saying that they do what they want to do, they are acknowledging that they are a slave of themselves. They submit to themselves. They have taken themselves as a type of deity. And I would argue that this is probably one of the worst types of slavery. Now, something that we need to really appreciate then here from the Islamic perspective is this, is that if you truly want liberation, if you truly want to be free from the slavery of the material world, the physical material world, these created things, then the only way to truly do this is by submitting yourself to your Creator. That's the only way to truly elevate yourself from this slavery to this ephemeral material world. In doing so, you are fulfilling the purpose of your existence, which is to worship God alone. So Islam is actually, it's giving you the opportunity to elevate, truly elevate yourself as a human being. Remove yourself of the slavery of these just material, temporary material things, the slavery of yourself, and to submit yourself to the worship to submit yourself to the Creator, to worship Him alone. And in doing so, you are truly liberated and truly freed. Now, what I want to do quickly is I want to quickly share a short passage from Hamza's book, The Divine Reality, chapter 15. And near the end of the chapter, which the chapter is called The Free Slave, and there's a section called The Free Slave right at the end of the chapter. And I really recommend you guys to read this chapter. It's a very beautiful chapter. Not to say the rest of the book isn't beautiful, but this particular chapter is really insightful. And he mentions and makes these points in a far more eloquent way than I can. And he concludes, and he says, to conclude this chapter, lovingly worshipping God and peacefully submitting to Him frees you from the degraded worship of the ephemeral world and the lustful submission to the carnal and egotistical realities of the human condition. The following lines of poetry by the poet of the East, Muhammad Iqbal, eloquently summarize this point. And the lines are as follows. This one prostration which you deem too exacting liberates you from 1,000 prostrations. Now, what he's saying here is that the prostration he's referring to is the prostration that the Muslims make in prayer. And this prostration is, if you like, the physical manifestation and display of submission to the divine, to the Creator of the heavens and the earth, that we single Him out for all acts of worship. We submit to Him and worship Him alone. Now, what he's saying is that this one prostration that you find so difficult and so painful and heavy is that if you were to, this one prostration frees you from so many other types of prostrations, right? And it's so profound if you think about it, because what we can take from this, at least one thing we can take from this, is that as human beings we find it so difficult to worship God, to submit to Him alone, which I would argue is the most rational thing to do when you realize and understand who God is. And if you were to realize that submitting to Him and submitting to Him alone will truly free you from the slavery of anything else in this existence. And we find that so difficult, but what we don't realize is that in avoiding doing so, we end up being slaves to so many other things, right? And in doing so, we degrade ourselves in so many ways, right? So I guess to conclude, what I'm saying here is this, that Islam actually gives you a profound choice. And what Islam is telling us in other ways is, look, you're a slave one way or the other as a human being. You can't escape this. There's no way of escaping this. But choose your slavery wisely. Why not submit yourself to the Creator of everything rather than the things that were created? Why not submit yourself to the one that has all power, the one that truly has the ability to manifest whatever He wills and to help you and to provide for you, instead of submitting yourself to things which are created and are in need just like you are in need? Right? Where does reason really lead you? To which type of slavery? That's a choice. And that's a question for you and a choice that you have to make. I'll leave you guys with this. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to share this video, click the notification bell, and until next time, take care.